Hello. Okay, so to get started here, we're gonna start with our hair for show choir. First things first, ladies, I would recommend on the day of the competition, don't part your hair, especially if it's on the side. Sometimes when you get your poof, you think you're good to go, and then slowly but surely your poof starts to fall to the side. So I would start by the day of the competition, maybe just using like one of those butterfly clippies or something to keep it, or a loose ponytail to keep it back here. What you also don't want to do is do it, if you do like a party pony, then sometimes that makes a crease in your poof and you don't want that either. So to start off with the poof, so you're gonna, by this point you're gonna have straight hair, and I have some pretty naturally straight hair, so I didn't have to do it myself already. But you want to straighten that. I like to start with just like a regular old comb, get this top part going. Sometimes if you have really silky hair like I do, I like to use some dry shampoo that I spray in it beforehand just to give it some of that texture. And that way also, so you're not constantly going back and back and back and back and just back teasing until your hair is a ratty, nasty mess. Now, I mentioned I use one of these, but I also like to use one of these if you've ever used one of these before. I know if you have ever seen some of the girls in the show choir at the high school of the freshman academy, almost all of them use these because these are lifesavers. And I'll show you how I like to use those. So when we tease, you're just pulling your hair up and then you're going back, back, back. You're just kind of tapping it down. We're not brushing it down. You're just kind of tapping it down, guiding the hair so it's kind of, it's sticking up on its own right there, like that. Now, if you have bangs, I have bangs, but they're a little bit longer at this point. If you have bangs, what you'll want to do is you'll go ahead and tease behind it, but for right now, leave those, include the bangs if you can, but we'll deal with those later. So once you get this top part of your head, and this is, I'd say, halfway through the back, from my hairline to the middle of my head to the back of my head. Once we get that started, we'll get that all out of the way. Then you'll want to take just a little section on the sides. See what I'm grabbing here? Maybe this much that you're going to tease as well, because you want that full around volume on both sides. Tease, tease, tease. Now I've been doing this for many, many years, so I'm very fast at this, but it'll take a second at your first try. So what I like to do is I like to make the poof and then kind of shape it. So, because sometimes when you make it and it looks like this and you're like, why does it look like a dinosaur? That will happen. So I also like to, after I use this, that I like to go back with the wider side and kind of blend it all together. So you have one. I usually don't, sometimes I do, but I usually don't tease from the front because the front is the part that people are actually going to see. And so you don't want that part to be too difficult. What are you chewing on? All right. So then we go in, we take our bobby pins, and I have maybe 15, 16 bobby pins, even for my thin hair. When in doubt, always use more bobby pins. Sometimes you get out there and you see those girls that have maybe 2 or 3 bobby pins in, holding all of their hair, and the first hair whip that they do, or head whatever, it all falls out, and then you're dancing with the rest of the show with a head like this. So you want to use as many bobby pins as you can, and not only that, but hairspray. And you want to use, you don't want to go for the expensive brands like Big Sexy Hair or whatever, because those are meant to make your hair look naturally that way and not be so sticky and shiny or whatever. I have used Tresemme every single year that I've been in show choir since the 8th grade, and it has done wonders. Number one, it comes out easily when you shower in the next morning, but number two, you could literally sit there for 30 seconds holding it and just spray, and that stuff will not move, which is what we're going for. So, like I said, recommend this. Also, like Aquanet, Aussie, I forget what the brand is, but that purple brand, something easy and not too expensive will be just fine. So, once you get your poof kind of up here, you gather it. you bring it forward just a little. See how I'm bringing it forward just a little bit and it's giving that volume. Now that volume's not going to stay necessarily right off the bat, so you want to hold that down as you're sticking these bobby pins in. And I got, of this main chunk, I put 2 bobby pins in, but then I'm going to go back and I'm going to start to press it down and forward from the back. And my bobby pins, I'm actually going in this direction from this point on because then it gives a little bit more volume in the front. Alright, and as you can see, there's already starting to be some holes in here, not the most perfect shape, so that's where another place where these come in handy is this pointy part on this side. I like to stick it in there and just lightly lift it. Lift it, that's a little bit better. There we go. So that way, it's nice and even and round. And then I'm not going to spray my hair right now because I'm about to go to bed after this. But normally I would spray, and then as soon as it's sprayed, then I would take one of these and I would use the back side of it, and then the bristles to kind of smooth it back so it all kind of makes this right thing. The reason you don't want to use the bristles first is because when you spray it and it's still wet and you run your brush through it, then it's going to leave those lines and it's going to look stringy and just not cute. So spray it, do it with the back of the comb to kind of shape it, let it dry for a second, and then you can start to brush it out and then spray it again. Spray it again. Every layer, spray it again. You might as well. Now, if you have bangs, this is where you want to do that. That's especially where you're going to want to, you use your brush to lift it up, you spray, you kind of fan it dry, you let it sit, and you just kind of got to work at it. I'll be there, and like I said, I've been doing this for years and years and years and years, so if you need some extra help with your bangs, then I can help you with that. Now, for the makeup, so everybody wants to start with foundation, whether it's like a full foundation or if it's a powder or if it's maybe a tinted BB cream or a concealer, whatever you use. You want to make your face kind of a blank canvas to start off with, and also with those stage lights coming on, if you're not wearing anything, then it's going to wash you out and make you look kind of zombie-like. We don't want that. The moms are also going to have some blush that they'll come around, they'll put the blush on you, so you don't have to worry about that. For the eyeshadow, I know we've been having problems finding it. Me too. Everywhere I've looked, it has been sold out, and I have stopped at every opportunity to stop at a Target and look for it. I still have not found it, so I'll be sending some links to a couple different variations of what we're gonna go for. All in all, we need a dark purple, a medium purple, and a light purple. I already explained this to some of you ladies, that this is not the opportunity to be James Charles and have, the most pigmented purple eyeshadow, because then at that point, then it is showing up. We're looking for a very simple and very basic eyeshadow. What I have, this is really old. This is what I use in show choir, but this is the Maybelline New York Eye Studio number 110. Like I said, it's really old and disgusting, but it still works great. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put those on. Some of you I had mentioned about getting a brush to put it on instead of the little eyeshadow thing that comes in it, just because it applies a little bit easier with these. So you're going to start with your lightest purple. I don't know if you can see that, but you're going to start with your lightest purple, and you're going to put it all the way from your eyelid, where you have where your eyelashes are, all the way up to your eyebrow. So fill in that whole space. That's just really going to lighten up that whole area so we can see that you have eyes. Second, you are going to take the middle purple, and this you're just going to put on your eyelid, not all the way up to your eyebrows, but only the part that, if you can feel, my eyeball starts right here, so that's how far up I'm going to go with this purple. And as you see, this is just a nice shadow. It's not blaringly purple. It just is like, hey, you have eyeballs. And I'm rubbing that in. I'm not getting it all the way in close to the bridge of my nose because you don't want to look like a raccoon or anything, but just a nice fill in the back there. Now, then you're going to take that darkest purple and you're going to put it, it's going to go kind of on the back side of your eyelash, or sorry, on the far side of your eyelash and up the corner. So right around here in this motion. Sometimes if you get too much, then it looks like just like a line straight down. That's not the worst. We can blend that out, but that's not what we're going for, but you just do your best. And there will be plenty of moms and myself and other girls there while you're getting ready for the competition that can help you with this if you are like totally lost and confused. Lainey. She's filling the quiet space. Okay, so as you see, just in the corners, you got your nice purple on the shadow, and then the lighter purple around the corner. And like I mentioned before, it doesn't look too purple. It's just a nice even shadow, and this will be a great color for on stage. Then that's when you're gonna want to put on your mascara. I don't know, I wasn't planning on putting a mascara tutorial in this video, but why not? For those of you who have never put on mascara before, pretty simple. Get out of the way! What are you doing here? Oh, I got some on my nose. If you are the type that likes to wear fake lashes, I am not opposed to that. That's your choice. Once you get up to the high school, they do require you to wear fake lashes, but you're in middle school, so that's up to you and your parents. The lipstick, okay, so this is actually the same lipstick that I put on the list. This is just a really, really old version of that, so it doesn't quite look like the same on the outside, but this is that Cherry Blossom CoverGirl that I had sent the video about, or sent in the PowerPoint about, so we'll go ahead and put this on. And voila! Your show choir face is done. Like I said, the moms will come around with blush that they'll put on your cheeks so you look a little bit more lively. One quick tip about the lipstick is if you ever are concerned about, oh my gosh, I'm going to get lipstick on my teeth, the easy way to keep that from happening is you just do this. And all the lipstick that comes off, you can't really see it, but all the lipstick that comes off on your finger, like right here, is what would have gotten on your teeth but will no longer. So if you're ever concerned about that, lipstick hacks. Yee! Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe.